Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central this evening with another installment of Doc Ock at noon and 9. That's right, it's 9 when everything is fine. And we're on day 8 of the month of November 2021. Just another day to have a little more fun and go ahead and even make a donation to our cause, or at least go ahead and subscribe to the Tubular Blakfacts channel right here on YouTube if you don't do anything else. Let's go ahead and share some words of wisdom with you tonight from the mind of Dr. Edward W. Crosby, the father of Black History Month. One of the things he used to like to say every now and again is, I can do more with a nickel than a monkey can do with a peanut. I can do more with a nickel than a monkey can do with a peanut. And that should require no explanation whatsoever, because you can imagine what a monkey could do with a peanut, then you know what Dr. Crosby could do with $1. And then some. So tonight, let's go ahead and read another poem from the book Voice of Freedom, Fannie Lou Hamer. All about Fannie Lou Hamer, who definitely was a voice of freedom, right out of the Mississippi Delta. And we've got a poem tonight called My Mother Taught Me. A strong woman, my mother wore rags, patched with rags, so her children could look decent. Even as a girl, I knew things weren't right. White folks had food, clothes, everything, while black folks worked and went hungry. One day I asked, why wasn't I white? So that we could have some food. Now, that's a very interesting question. And I'm sure she got a very interesting answer from her mama. Can't imagine what kind of trauma her mama gave her about that drama. Don't feel like that, my mother said. We are not bad people because we're black. Next thing I knew, she had bought me a black doll. Told me, I want you to respect yourself as a black child, and as you get older, you respect yourself as a black woman. If you respect yourself enough, other people will have to respect you. My mother taught me years ago that black is beautiful. And oh yes, that very important lesson, respect yourself. Yep, respect yourself. Nah, 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 respect yourself. I try not to sing the song when I think about that, but it's hard not to, because that song does come to mind. And as we think about that song and what our mothers taught us about respect and respecting ourselves, we're going to go ahead and tune up our slideshow as we get ready to read from the book Oh Freedom. This is our featured book starting off this month. This has been our featured book. No telling how long we're going to continue to read out of this book, but we'll be doing it for a little while, as long as it makes you smile. Okay, and I'm not sure what happened there, but for some reason, my slideshow did not come up. Where did the slideshow go? That was strange. Okay, try it one more time. See if I get it this time. Okay. There we go. All right, now we're ready to go. We are ready to go, and it's about time to glow. On with the show. On with the show. That's right, we're going to do a little show and tell. This book is entitled "Oh Freedom." Kids talk about the civil rights movement with the people who made it happen, Captain. The real people. Not those old fake people, those uppity ups, up and coming people. We're talking about the real down home, on the front lines type peoples. Oh, shucks. Now this thing doesn't want to work again. Let me try this one more time. See if I can get this thing to work right. Just wants to give me problems tonight for some reason. Not sure why. Okay, let's see if it'll work now. This story is Alana Brevard with Marcia Brevard. And let's see what they have to say tonight. Alana, live from the Brevard house. My mother here will be answering some questions about living under segregation. What, Mama, what were schools like under segregation? Marcia, where I went to school in Washington, D.C., my family was the only black family in the neighborhood, and I was the only black child at my school. It was very, very hard because I felt that the teachers didn't like me because of my color. In fact, I had one teacher tell me that Abraham Lincoln was an enemy of the country for freeing the slaves. Now, how about that? Abraham Lincoln was an enemy of the country because he freed the slaves. But you know, they always want to tell us that the Civil War wasn't about slavery. Sounds somewhat disingenuous when you read that. Alana, did the other children like you? Marcia, the children and I didn't have any problems, but the parents didn't like me. I remember there was a little girl in my classroom named Susie, and she was my best friend. We sat together in school. We did our work together and everything. One day, they had an open house, and Susie's mom came to see her. When she saw Susie sitting next to me, she had a straight fit. She yelled at the teacher, and she pointed her finger at me and said her child was not going to sit next to any niggers. Straight up. Alana, oh my God, Mommy, that's terrible. Marcia, it was really terrible, and I remember my teacher was upset, not because my feelings were hurt, but because Susie's mother was upset. After that, they made me sit in a chair all by myself off in a corner. Do you hear me? Like there was something wrong with me. Alana, oh, Mommy, I'm very sorry. This has been Alana reporting from her house. Thank you. All right, now you know that was a short one. So we're going to go and do, let's see, we're going to do another one. See, we'll do one more and then we'll do a poem too. Do another poem. We'll do one from the islands. Okay, let's do this one here. This one is a little bit longer. Yeah. This is by Nicole Bossard with Mary Bossard with, oh. Okay, I see how this goes. Okay, excuse me. Now we're going to read this one. Jessica Nunez and Michael Spurgeon with Malaya Rucker. There we go. That's the one we're going to do. Jessica, this is our interview with Malaya Rucker. My name is Jessica Nunez, and my partner's name is Michael Spurgeon. We are student reporters. Ms. Rucker, what sticks out in your head most when you think about growing up during the times of segregation? Malaya, I'll tell you about the discrimination I remember most because it probably had the most profound impact on me. I've studied dance all my life. Classical piano, classical voice. And when I was growing up, there were very few stars in the ballet or opera who were black. Jessica, how come? Malaya, during that time, there were very few opportunities given to people of color who wished to perform classical works. Jessica, were there any at all? Malaya, yes. Marian Anderson was one of the women I did see as a role model. In fact, I was named after her. My full name is Marian Malaya Rucker. Marian Anderson was African American, and she was a very famous singer. She sang all around the world and was internationally acclaimed. But in 1939, when Marian Anderson wanted to sing at Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C., she was not allowed to. Michael, even though she was famous, Malaya, the Daughters of the American Revolution owned Constitution Hall. They were a group of white women whose ancestors had aided the revolution. They would not let a black person perform there. Then Marian Anderson tried to sing at Central High School in Washington, which was a white school. The Board of Education turned her down. That's not fair, says Michael. Malaya, that's what I've always felt too, but she was black and it was during segregation, when talent or achievement didn't always make a difference. There's a good ending to the story though. The federal government invited her to give an outdoor concert at the Lincoln Memorial, and 75,000 people came to hear her. Jessica, okay. Did you ever experience any discrimination like Marian Anderson? Malaya, yes, I did in a way. When I was in ballet school, the ballet companies had very few brown-skinned women dancing. I was told that I wasn't the right type. Code word. Michael, why? What do you mean, not the right type? Malaya, our body structures were considered to be improper. Our skin too dark, our lips too large, our hips too big, our nose too broad, our eyes too brown, and our hair much, much too kinky. In fact, just our skin color alone would often exclude us. Michael, did you do anything about it? Malaya, I decided that regardless of people's attitudes, I was going to succeed. I've performed in many places throughout the world. I've not allowed experiences of prejudice to stop me. But they still exist, and they probably won't go away for a long, long time. Jessica and Michael, thank you. This concludes our very informative interview. And thank you very much, Jessica and Michael. Thank you so much. That was a great story. I like that one. Wasn't exactly the kind of a typical story, if you can say there's such a thing as a typical discrimination story, but it was certainly interesting, and certainly her attitude about it is, now that part was kind of typical, because that's typically how we end up having to deal with these things. We just have to move on and groove on in spite of all the obstacles that are set in our way, because they are numerous. And sometimes we put them in roadblocks in the road ourselves. We will block ourselves. We will tell ourselves that we can't do something before anybody else tells us that we can't do it, because it's been ingrained in our mind and in our psyche, in our inner being, that, oh, that's something that those people do that we can't do. But as Marcus Garvey liked to say, humans can do what humans have done. So anything anybody else has done, we can do too. And that means you. So we want you to keep this in mind as you're going through your daily struggles, your daily turmoils, your daily strife. Keep that in mind. Humans can do what humans have done. So if you've heard of anybody doing something, yes, you can do it too. You just have to set your mind to it and go ahead on and do it. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and read a short poem. Let's see what we can find in here from Jackie. Excuse me. From oh, here goes a good one here. This one would have been good for last month, but we'll use it for this month though. This one is a poem by Miss Lou from Jamaica, from the island country of Jamaica, and she enjoys sharing stories and also poetry. And this comes from the book, The Selected Poems of Miss Lou. Difficult book to find. If you do find it, grab it. Okay? You want to get it when you can, because you might not see it again. And that's just some real talk there, because this is real talk. So, gotta be real. So the poem we have for you tonight to conclude our session here is called Duppy Market. Hi, got the child away where you there? A time for wake yet? Lark, it dark, sir. Oh, afraid so tell I washing with cold sweat. Where that you say? Your head a raise? Kibble your mouth there, girl. Train ya, yeah. See one long white man side of Miss Matty's stall, but away white man there do in ya. This hour of the night that the no mus duppy missus, me there pray for morning light. Coronation Market for true. This year, the Jumby Tongue. It's the Jumby Tongue. Mussa right ya, so the duppy man box poor Miss Liza down. A nervous ya tap lickle. I weigh me foot there do. I wear me foot there do I. But them yeah, a no for me foot. Got to dress down, child. Me got on the new boot me buy yesterday a Bata store. Me frightened so tell me can't know me on a foot no more. Tongue gad, massa, morning soon light. Next time me come a town, the penny shelter me will stay. No this year burying ground. Okay. Now, maybe some of you understood that, and maybe some of you didn't. I know it wasn't easy for me either. It was my first time reading it, just like it was your first time hearing it for some of y'all. But just trying to give you a little taste of Jamaica, a little taste of African vibes from around the world. Not just here. We started in Mississippi, and we went to Washington, D.C., and then all the way back over to Jamaica. So this is what we do on Black Facts. We do it every day. We do it every night. We always try to do it right and keep everybody from having to feel uptight. What we like you to do right now is go ahead and make a donation to the to Black Facts Educational Research Incorporated. Go ahead and make a donation. You can do it on Facebook, YouTube, or our website. Either one of those will work. If you're doing it on Facebook, look for our profile picture with the coins in the corner. Click it. It'll take you straight to a donation page. If you're on YouTube, click the link at the in the description part of our when you're looking at our video. There's a description part. You might have to click show more, and it'll give you the link to our webpage. If you just go direct to the webpage at www.blakfacts.org, you can also see our a link to our donation page. So we gave you 3 different ways you can make a donation. It's the beginning of the month. We ask for donations at the beginning of each and every month. So we wouldn't want to fail to do so this month. Meanwhile, all you little children out there need to lay your little head down on your little pillow, on your little bed, and close those your eyes while you wait on that sun to rise. And when you feel those sunbeams beaming down on your eyes, you'll know that it's time for you to rise and shine, old children of mine. And in the meantime, may the force be with all of you. Plenty of peace and lots of justice. Because peace without justice disgusts us. And as we're going to our extra, let's just give a shout out to Imani Zaire and Solomon Israel. Good to hear from both of y'all. Keep the faith, and let's let the struggle continue. Peace out, y'all.